First leg, Ian to throw first. Game on.
Ian White against the unseeded Vincent van der Voort. Rob Malarkey watching this one, and alongside me, welcome back to Paul Nicholson.
Thank you very much, Rob. Slightly
58.
different kind of quarter-final this to what we've seen with Gezi Price and Duzza and MVG and Chisnell. The definitive favourite is Ian White because of current form, but is he really, considering Vincent's got the fourth dart, the crowd? He's used it really, really well this week. He hasn't used it unfairly, but just before he had his first 3 practice darts, he was revving them up a little bit, and there's nothing wrong with that.
22.
He's only got 1 home game all season, might as well make the most of it.
Well, this is it. I mean, I thought against Andy Bolton in particular, there were times when he looked a little bit nervous in terms of dealing with the crowd, maybe because it was a little bit more sparse on the opening day. But certainly there have been times
100.
when he has looked invigorated and strengthened by the Dutch fans, particularly when he beat Mensur Suljovic last night.
I actually said earlier today, Vincent, when he was
140.
coming through his game with Max Hopp, that he felt a little bit more pressure this week because he was playing in front of his home fans. It's understandable.
And it was the sort of match against Mensur where he did need a little bit of help. The first 7 legs went with the throw before Van der Voort broke in the 8th leg with a 12-dart break with that 138 checkout. Yeah, it came downstairs, which was the prudent thing to do.
Yeah, that second dart was dangling in that 60.
So
like measuring that last dart with a lot of poise, and 3 dart outs for both players. But it's Vincent van der Voort who's threatening to break through with a double 16.
94, and you require 106.
Tenor of 6. 6 it is for tops. Oh, that is exemplary from Ian White. As the crowd chant the name of his opponent, he's able to keep himself together and chip that 106.
Well, he's already beaten Germany's number 1. He's beaten
57.
Austria's number 1. He's now looking at Stokes' number 1, as we call him here on the European Tour. Ian White, number 2 seed this weekend.
I talked a little bit yesterday when Vincent was playing about the German crowd getting massively behind their players. And here in Zwolle this week, we've seen people getting behind the likes of Noppert and Watermena and
85.
MVG, Van Barneveld and Van der Voort, of course, who is a crowd favourite wherever he goes. And I sent out a call to all of the English fans who don't get behind their own players as much in
95.
these kind of events in the UK, in the big majors like the World Match Play, that the support is different. If you go to Scotland, for instance, and Gary Anderson is playing, or Peter Wright, they have this kind of support, that vociferous nature, make it uncomfortable for the other guy. But the English guys don't get that. It's really odd. And just to categorise that a little bit, when Kevin Painter was in the Premier League playing in England, the fans were chanting for Barney, his opponent. Does that strike you as a bit odd?
Certainly signs of a role reversal.
121.
It's not about geographical stuff sometimes, it's about popularity.
67.
But Ian White will be very, very unpopular if he takes out Van der Voort, because he's already taken out Watermena.
95.
That'll do if Van der Voort doesn't take the 119. 72 should guarantee himself 1 dart at tops again.
$99.
Only just under that tops.
72.
Now Ian will go 16s. I think, he may go 12s here. He did this earlier. He's going to have a dart in the middle of that 20. Can he dodge it?
52.
Went to the left, and he had the same kind of dart that Van der Voort just did.
Yeah, and this is where the crowd play their part when you get down to these tense moments where both players are in the frame. And the noise tells you that Van der Voort is on terms at 1 apiece, and he's He's just enjoying himself so much this weekend as well as Vincent. It's great to see. He's just like, looks like a different man at times as what we've seen before.
Well, he's a guy that I've spent a lot of time with around the world, and he is fantastic company. So funny and amazingly opinionated. But a lot of the opinions he has are very accurate. I can imagine if he was chairman of the PDPA that he would shake that to its core. But the thing is, Vinny's been around a long time and he's played a lot of tournaments in the Netherlands. He understands he's no spring chicken. He knows that these opportunities of going deep in home events are shortening by the year. So enjoy it while you have it, especially when you've still got to qualify for events like he has done for this one.
Yeah, and he's in a quite an interesting position as far as his rankings are concerned. 36th on the order of merit, but tied for 32nd on the Pro Tour order of merit. So it is significant this weekend for him.
Yeah, it's been a very significant weekend for a lot of people. And when we go to Denmark in a few weeks' time on the Euro Tour, we will ramp up the race to Blackpool and talk about the intricacies of that. There are a lot of people this week who have solidified their place there. People like Glenn Durrant, he's definitely there.
23.
Mervyn King, who is in the next game with Peter Wright. Hopefully he's recovered from some migraine symptoms from earlier. But he is not guaranteed his place at Blackpool yet. And Van der Voort, by getting to this stage, he's in the frame all of a sudden.
Every win counts this weekend for Vincent van der Voort. It's been a while since he made the quarterfinals, but Ian White, what a response. 102 checkout.
Vincent to throw first. Game on.
With van der Voort ready to pounce on 45, but a 106 in the opener, 102 checkout for a 2-1 lead. Ian White clearly
100.
in the mood once again for another good run here this weekend on the European Tour. He's done some good stuff on the Pro Tour this year as well, has Vincent. Twice a quarter-finalist on the Pro Tour. Made the last 16, in fact, 7 days ago in Barnsley. He beat Peter Wright 6-5 in that run as well, and that may prove, well, significant if he does go on to face Peter Wright later this evening.
How to win friends, fans and influence people by Vincent van der Voort. Score a 180 and they will be on your side.
And he is just beginning to...
100.
Well, he's playing with a smile on his face tonight, Vincent, as well, which is something you don't often sort of always see, certainly. Well, that's the one chipped off.
Got to hit it sometime,
41.
right? Unbelievably, it's been 12 years since Van der Voort was in a major final.
96.
That was the UK Open, wasn't it?
It was.
In 2007. A winner on the European Tour as well. At
100.
the Austrian Open in 2014.
Yeah, he likes playing in Austria, does Big Vincent. Had some great performances there. I remember before the European Tour
60.
was a thing,
Vincent, you require 80.
he won an Austrian event down there and he beat Taylor in the final. He beat me earlier in that tournament as well. He was absolutely incredible. Tops for Vincent.
60.
No panic with White back on 185. But the way this game is going so far, Robert, I see this going deep. There's not a lot between them.
Not a great deal. This will be a match of fine margins, I think both players will have
20.
spells of dominance and it will be a topsy-turvy encounter. Double five. Van der Voort back on terms at 2 apiece.
Fifth leg Ian to throw first.
Just chipping away. Just staying on the coattails of Ian White.
Seen Vincent have really good runs in big events. He's, of course, been to the quarterfinals of the PDC World Championships. And I love it when he plays well. As we see the 180th 180, we may still get to over 200, which is the benchmark, I feel.
I think, well, the way Gerwin Price is throwing him in, I'm pretty sure we will.
26.
I think he alone could help boost its tally to above the 190 mark if he's on song tonight.
Yeah, well, Vincent, as I was saying, it's great when he's playing well. He's injury-free, which we've mentioned already this weekend. But when he's showing spirit and
140.
a little bit of gumption as well, because he's one of those players, because don't get me wrong, we love seeing players
100.
celebrate, but some of them make it look quite awkward. It's not natural to them. I think John Part was probably the worst celebrator in the history of darts. He just didn't know how to do it. But Vincent van der Voort is someone who knows
100.
how to celebrate a win. He does it properly. It's almost like Christ the Redeemer when he wins. Just puts his arms out and welcomes everything in.
And you require 81.
Well, the Dutch fans here are beginning to dream of an all-Dutch final.
I was going to say earlier, they were very fair on Ian White, but they weren't there by booing him, but it didn't make any difference. He got that 12 darter.
Game on.
And that's a touch of class.
His finishing again has been really good tonight. I mean, it was good against Wasserman as well. 6 out of 9 against the Dutchman in round 3.
Well, he's the kind of player who knows how to get better round on round now, I think. He knows that the Saturday games can sometimes be a little bit edgy because it's the first one of the tournament.
140.
But like you say, Rob, he got better against Watermina, and he's showing a lot of class tonight as well. I think he's getting a little bit better again.
100.
This being the Euro Tour, would you welcome a British Euro Tour?
Well, we had one before, didn't we, years ago at Minehead.
The home of world darts.
I think it was called the UK Masters.
UK Masters, yeah. Won by John Part.
Won by John Part. It was a very short-lived thing. No, I think essentially the UK has enough going on, and I do see this as an opportunity to spread the gospel of the PDC, and I think it would be a missed opportunity if it were to be kept in the shores of the UK.
I think the home nation qualifier would be interesting.
There's that as well.
Imagine only giving 4 spots to the English.
I think there's maybe a case for having one in Ireland, maybe. I mean, that would be more of a valid concern.
I am
a valid
completely
cause.
on board with that.
The Republic of Ireland, that is.
134. And you require 121.
Well, 1-2-1s. Players love these. Love them even more when they get to 60. Double 14. Only just outside, and Vincent breathes again. He will have been gasping a little bit, thinking, I'm going to lose this 6th leg, but to equalise, he needs double 8.
All over the board, and Ian White, having missed the opportunity for what would have been a 3rd tumblers checkout, is now looking at a more routine double 14. And that's just silenced the crowd a little bit. The break of throw.
To throw first. Game on.
Well, he's going for the Dutch double, isn't he? He's going for the Dutch Darts Championship and the Dutch Darts Masters.
100.
Advantage Ian White then.
83.
The number 2 seed and arguably the favourite to get through this half of the draw when we started out on Friday. That has proven to be the case right now, and that confidence that he has been building up over the course of the last few weeks still evident.
Well, the omens coming into this one were good for Ian White. This is actually the 5th meeting between these two on the European Tour. They're actually 6-6 in the overall head-to-heads, but this is their 5th meeting on the European Tour. And of the previous 4, Van der Voort has won 3, but the one that Ian White did win was here, or in this tournament, in the quarterfinals as well. And he's got another 180. He's down to 81. He's already taken out the 81 checkout in leg 5, and he's on course once again here in leg 7.
140, and you require 81.
A 4-2 lead, 81 after 9, and loads of breathing space. And that's a really good miss, because now he can go 20 tops, and that is to the right of the 20, right in the middle of tops. 61. He's only just under pitched it for another 12 dart leg. This is a very good performance from Ian White.
Yeah, he's just gradually stepped it up, hasn't he? And the crowd have been silenced a little bit. Van der Voort's on 221, minus 96. But Ian White looking at double 10 now for a 13 dart hold of throw. And he is one leg away from yet another semi-final appearance on the European Tour. This is becoming very familiar territory. It would be his 4th successive European Tour semi-final. Of course, he's gone on to win one of those tournaments and reach 2 finals as well. And Ian White certainly has discovered the knack of mastering these European Tour events. And who's to say he couldn't go all the way again?
I'm not going to say he can't.
96.
I think secretly he'd love another crack at Van Gerwen to try and get him in the final.
Yeah, lost to him in the final in the German Open, lost to him in the final in Austria. It was a close run thing though in Graz. It was 8-7.
The difference in the averages is huge. It's 7 points. And you may think, well, that's not a big deal. Well, Vincent is the wrong side of 5 visits. Ian is the right side of 5 visits. And that has been the tail of the tape here for me. Ian White's scoring has just been too good. And when he gets to those doubles, he's pinging them at a world-class rate of 50%.
140.
Same amount of opportunities, though. Does say something. Had 10 opportunities each at doubles, and it's White who's been pinging the majority of them.
121.
Well, Van der Voort's on a bogey number here, so Ian White may still fancy his chances in this leg, but I think it may well be all about the next leg for Ian White. Although you never know, big visit here, and that will certainly turn the screw.
Well, a confident, informed player would rather have the 184 and the darts.
And also it would give him a bit of momentum going into the semi-final as well.
136. Vincent,
if you can finish with a flourish, I think that really does set you up very nicely for the rest of the evening.
Skin saver needed. It's double 14 to stay in it. He has got plenty in the tank, and he's got the gumption to ping that one away, and he's trying to get the fans involved again.
Yeah, the crowd just trying to play their part. I think 1 or 2 in the crowd don't really think this is on, you know, but Van der Voort certainly wants their help.
This is where they've got to get vocal. He's calling for you as Big Vincent. You do what he tells you.
That's more like it.
60.
Now, can Vincent feed off this upbeat tempo in the crowd? Ian White has only started off with 60.
A little bit of adrenaline hitting that visit from Van der Voort. That will tell Ian White that Van der Voort is not about to give up. For someone who
57.
really was considering ending his career in the last couple of years because of injury, and it was just too uncomfortable for him, to see him playing this well, going this deep into tournaments, it's brilliant, because he's one of the most watchable players in the world.
Yeah, and he just seems to be really enjoying himself as well, which is great to see. But he wants more than enjoyment. He wants tangible rewards, and he wants to impress his home nation.
140.
He does, of course, hang around with Van Gerwen a lot. They're best buddies. And when you hang around someone who is that successful, what you don't do is you don't let that get you down, thinking, I should be doing what he's doing. He feeds off the success. He's constantly surrounded by a confident person. That's a good thing.
That's a shame for him there. He was on 2-3-8 and he's not got down to a finish just yet. And Ian White on his throw, under a little bit of pressure. The treble seemed to have dried up a little bit. He could do with another one of those. And he gets one. That's a really good, timely response by Ian White.
Well, judging by some of the finishes he's had in this match already, Ian White, that 104 is going to look really appealing, and he's going to have to get it. 71, treble 13.
133.
Match darts, possibly.
104.
50 away. Where's he gone there? 10s for tops. Ian White,
64.
One match dart passes him by.
Didn't want to pull that second dart into the treble, so went to the open 10 to leave the open tops. But it's Van der Voort who has tops. This is to go within one. If he hits it, listen to the crowd.
38.
Well, if he misses it, listen to the crowd as well. You hear the gasps and the groans and the agony, and Ian White, having missed a match dart, returns with 3 more opportunities in hand. The crowd are playing their part once again. Ian White needs to shut this one out and close this one out. Double 10 for the number 2 seed, and Ian White more than happy to give it back to the crowd and celebrate a 6-3 win that sees him through once again to the semi-finals of a European Tour event. And Ian White just loves life on the European Tour right now.